There are rubbish bins on board the coach, so if you do have any rubbish, there is one up next to the restroom, one in the restroom, and one down here near the front door. Yes, there are 3 rubbish bins on board. What else do I need to tell you? Wi-Fi. If you want to use the Wi-Fi, I can't promise how good it is, but if you want to use it, the password is SMILE. Okay, to get on there. Can't promise how good it is. I have no control over it. So if for some reason it stops working, I can't do anything about it, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. What else? What else? Don't know. Last thing, very last thing, electronic devices. Of course you're welcome to use them all, iPads, iPods. The bridge over the Yarra River since about 1840 at this point. This bridge itself has been here since about the 1880s, late 1880s. Give everyone a wave on the tram. See if you can get a smile out of them. Then you mouth the words, "Ha, I'm on holiday and you're not." See what sort of response you get from there. We're going past the Arts Precinct. On the right of it's got a big spire up there. That spire, where it flows out at the bottom, that's supposed to represent a ballerina's tutu as she spins around. You have to use your imagination a little bit with that one.
I am taking to Henry.
Son todas like structures.
Area right down on the bay. So down to the left hand side where you can see the apartment blocks down there, that's right down on Port Phillip Bay. South Wharf over to the right, it's only about 6 years old. South Wharf, quite a new area. Got the DFO there, direct factory outlet thing. And then the travel, and then the Docklands is just the next little thing that we'll go past. The airport is way off to the front right of us, about 20 kilometres away. So it's Tullamarine Airport. There's actually 2 airports in Melbourne. Tullamarine, where everybody flies into, and there's another one called Avalon. Right of us, that's to the northwest of the city. Down to the left hand side, you're looking down towards what's called Williamstown. Along the way, gets you down to the beach as well. Onto the beach, get down on there. And we'll be making our way along towards a lovely little town called Apollo Bay. Now Apollo Bay is where we're going to be stopping for lunch, so we should be there around about 12. Prison shore.
Apollo Bay, however, was also a lucrative whaling station, having been operated by the Henty brothers, who had settled in port. Nearby, the gable rises above the surf, the highest coastal cliff in Australia. Apprentice Tom Pearce and a passenger, Eva Carmichael, survived. They were both barely 19 years of age. Not be tamed. It is an all-powerful element that invites admiration and awe. It gives pleasure.
That's what they want to know too.
Filmé un camión que no pasaba. Ahora estoy filmando. Y no pasa.
A place always appropriately dressed in all the colours. One of the city's finest is the Southgate Complex. In a traditional English garden.
Los tomates de Turquía, ¿no?
This violently plant changes with the seasons, requiring the planting of several authentic recreation of Melbourne as it was in the 1850s, alive with pleasure of colour and the excitement and expectation of striking it rich. Marysville is perhaps the most enticing of all, especially when autumn drapes its mantle of brilliant colour over the wooded hills. Plentiful breeds.
just off of the beach, back behind us there. It's called the Hereford Reef. There was a boat wrecked off that reef back in 1902 called the Inverloch. It's a very, very dangerous coastline, and we'll mention a couple of them during the day. The first one I want to mention is a boat called a man called Henry Chapman. He also owned the boat. He called, or he put a flag up to call for I think that the split point should have been lit to keep it further off the coastline. Now, you'll see, you might have already spotted it, there is a little boat to your port side. So Captain Chapman, he got here about 6 months too late, unfortunately, for that shipwreck. Now, when we leave the areas in that pub, we'll actually go right past the split point lighthouse. I'll point out to you in just a moment. It'll be up on the right hand side, and it's quite a unique house. This other one will be up, it's up on the hill on the right hand side in just a moment's time. Now, you might have actually seen it on the internet as well. It's on like things like Facebook and things. Celsius fires burning that hot. It's quite amazing. This house I want to point out, it's up on the right. It's not this wooden one. That wouldn't have survived a fire. It's the one after it. It's called the House on the Pole. Now it's so you've got the archway over.
Esto.
Alrighty folks, coming into Lorne, the Riviera town of the Ocean Road. Sits on the Erskine River. There you go, that's the Erskine River to the left of us there. Now earlier on when I said Anglesey, 10,000 people staying here each day, it's a huge, huge increase. You've got one of the oldest still working movie theatres on the right hand side there, late 1800s, opened up. It's also famous for a music festival, the Falls Festival, every New Year's Eve. It's held just behind the town. It's also famous for the pier to pub fun swim as well. Now you've got the pier over to the left, and essentially what they do is they swim from the pier around the bay to the beach. And the winter, there's only a few safe swimming areas. You get some very strong currents through here. And Lorne, like Apollo Bay and a few other little towns, they have a northeasterly facing aspect, and that gives protection from the southwesterly swells that come in. So we get the majority. We do get the usual octopus, fish, things like that through here. We get whales. We get just about all the whales you can think of. We get humpback whales that travel through. Any humpback whale would be most likely a southern right whale, and it would have a calf, it would be a female with a calf. They're usually fairly close into the shore. We also get killer whales coming through as well. Not very often, but again we do get killer. There was a pod of killer whales came through about a month ago. Sorry, not a month, a couple of. Waves break. You see a white water that's just sort of out in the middle of nowhere there. This bit of the coastline along here up to Apollo Bay, this is one of the most dangerous stretches of the coastline around here. where you've got that white water that's just out in the middle of nowhere, you've actually got a reef just underneath the surface there. Now, in the days of safety, now again, population around about 2,000 to 3,000 mark. Most of the homes and the buildings you see are all holiday homes or motels. It's kind of sort of halfway along the road, Apollo Bay. So a lot of people who drive the road themselves would actually stop here overnight before then continuing on. That seems to be a really popular way of doing it if you drive. A little worse before it gets better this afternoon. There you go, maybe get something for it. George's looks a bit dodgy, but it's quite good. You've got supermarkets. And then this is the Apollo Bay Hotel on the right here. Okay, so if you've got a pre-purchased lunch, that's where you're going to go into. You just go in, tell them you're with AAT, they'll sit you down. There's a menu in Australia, so highest point just over 2,200 metres. Myrtle Beach, which is a double beach tree, and then you also get things like tree ferns and the mountain ash as well. So I mentioned the mountain ash before.
Another one.